Hi, welcome to Angel's Anything Show, Big Brother recaps. So, on this Sunday night edition of Big Brother, we pick up where we left off on the cliffhanger from last week, Thursday, where all the old housemates and new housemates are all competing against that big wall, the tilting wall, with the Loch Ness Monster spraying water at them, battling to become head of household and or get back into the house. So Victor was voted out on Thursday, much to the sadness of all of the housemates. So he's holding on for dear life. He's ready to get back into the house for a second time. We got Polly there, we got Zakiya, Devon, Bridget. They're all holding on for dear life, and this is one of the hardest comps. This is the comp that James won last year that got him to send Clay and Shelly home, where he made that epic deal that he broke in one of the biggest moves last season. So he's a pro, he's sitting pretty, everyone's holding on. The first person to drop is... Who is the first person to drop? I think it's Zakiya. One by one, people start dropping. Zakiya, Devon, they drop together, they're the first two, come on. Bridget, Paul, Corey, people are dropping left and right. And it comes down to Victor and Paul, of course, the two of... In terms of the people left that are battling back, it's Victor and Paul. Everyone's rooting for Victor. They're on this thing for an hour and a half, and finally Paul slips off and gives up. So Victor is back in the house. He drops shortly thereafter. He's ready to go celebrate. He may be the first person in Big Brother history to be voted out twice and then come back twice. It's pretty awesome, but needless to say, I'm glad he's back in the house, and I think maybe he could take it all the way to the end at this point. So, in terms of normal competitors, who's left? It's James, it's Nicole, and it's Paul. And basically what you need to know is the only thing that they update us with from Thursday is that a few days before Victor is voted out, Paul is attacking, again, he's in attack mode, he's attacking James and Natalie, saying they don't trust him, yada yada, and how they'll just vote together, blah blah blah. And basically James is actually, to be honest, Natalie wanted to keep Victor, and I voted him out, blah blah blah. And Nicole and Corey hear this, and they are what the fuck, I thought we were in a Final Four alliance with these guys, then why am I hearing that they almost voted Corey out? So Nicole is really not trusting anybody at this point. She doesn't really know if she can trust Polly. She doesn't know if she can trust James. She's hanging on for dear life with the two of them. And I'm really proud of her because she sucks at physical comps. And this is a really hard one. So I'm rooting for her just because I feel come on, play your game. You know, these showmances, it can really be a thing of are you even playing, or are you just clinging like a barnacle to your boyfriend, Natalie? So I was excited for Nicole. So she doesn't really know who to trust. She's am I in a Final Four of these people? Which would be the smartest Final Four, showman's Final Four. So she's just I need to win. So then Paul falls. So now it's just Nicole and James. And they start making some deals. And James is basically this is be my 5th wall comp. Which I'm when did you do 4 other wall comps? This will be my 5th wall comp. I've won 3 of them. You should just just drop, and I won't put you or Corey up. You can trust us. And Nicole doesn't want to let on that she doesn't really trust them. But she's look, that means shit to me because I haven't talked to my family in 72 days, and I miss my mom, and I just want to get a letter from my mom. So finally, James, she promises him that she won't put Natalie or James up on the block this week, and finally James drops. And the only reason he even tried to make a deal is because he was already going to drop. His arms were shaking. I think in that competition, the lighter you are, the better it is. Because James is pretty short, I'm sure he doesn't weigh a ton, and Natalie's doesn't have all that muscle to hold. So I think that maybe helped her, and she wins head of household. So now she has to decide if she trusts the James and Natalie alliance, or if she's gonna go with Paul and Victor. Because Paul and Victor instantly sidle up to her and hey, look, we could take this Final Four, let's make this a Final Four, blah blah blah, you can trust us. And meanwhile, Natalie's James, what the fuck? Why didn't you win the comp? It's easy for you to say, bitch. Why didn't you win the comp? This could have been the comp. He's are you mad at me? She's no, which means yes. she's freaking out. She's all worried. He's like, look, we made an alliance with them. If I go and ask them all about it, they're gonna think that I don't trust them. So he uses this like analogy of like, if you think your boyfriend or girlfriend's cheating, you don't like call them up and say, are you cheating? It's like, yeah, you do. You look through their fucking cell phone. So they're like, whatever, it's fine, don't worry. Like, we didn't vote Corey out. We never blindsided them, so they wouldn't blindside us. We think we're okay. And meanwhile, Nicole's like, how can I get Michelle out, who she wants the target to be? How can I get Michelle out? How can I keep my alliance with Natalie and James secure and also possibly build this alliance with Victor and Paul? In my opinion, like, I get where Victor and Paul do seem trustworthy, but also, like, she'd be so stupid to have the two of them with her and Corey in a Final Four, because they're gonna dominate her and she's gonna be sent next. They would knock Corey out and then Nicole. Easy. So while I understand that they feel more trustworthy, I still think that it's a really dumb game move. And I think Nicole's not really sure which way to go, so she's trying to like hedge her bets. So basically she talks to Victor and Paul and is like, look, Michelle's my target, but I can't put James or Natalie up because they're gonna get all pissed and think that they aren't working with me. So in order to keep our new alliance, which they're calling the Final Four alliance, in order to keep us safe as an alliance, Paul, I'm gonna put you up as a pawn because everyone still thinks you're the target, and then Michelle will really be the target, and we'll go from there. And while this is all happening, Corey receives America's final care package of the season, which is a bribe. It's $5,000 that he can use to bribe any of the housemates. It can only be used once, and it has to be for like a game decision. Because in my head I'm thinking, why doesn't he just like bribe Nicole to like give him a blowjob, and then he can just like give her $5,000? I guess that's prostitution, but you know. So basically, here's the plan, and this is what plan is set in motion. Paul goes up on the block. Michelle goes up on the block, and she acts all pissed, but it's like, you would have done the same exact thing. You would have put Nicole up there in an instant. She also gets mad. Misha also gets mad at James because he doesn't make a deal for her too. He's like, what do you want me to make deals for every single person in the house? Like, what the fuck? I feel like James is like so nice. He always gets stuck in these situations when these chicks should be playing their own game. So Paul, Michelle are on the block. Corey has the bribe. So say that Michelle wins the power of veto, he could bribe whoever wins to not use it and to keep her up, you know what I mean? So they have that. Nicole and Corey are feeling great. She thinks she did the best possible thing she could have done, kept everyone cool, and still got her nomination up. And now they have a little extra power with Corey's advantage. So things are looking really good for this showmance. We'll see what happens. As you know, we're not gonna find out for a few days, unless you watch the live feeds, which to me, it's kind of like a spoiler alert, you know? But anyway, thank you for watching this episode of Angela's Anything Show Big Brother Recaps. And I'll see you Wednesday. Goodbye.